Yo guys, welcome back. Grant Training Systems. We've got a bit of an inverse video here. Now we've got Rio behind the camera and Nestle in the film. So she's a little bit shy, so it's her first one. But when she's not busy being a mom, speaking German, Spanish, or English, or running around like a beautiful wife, she's in my class, working hard, which we all just finished, so we're all destroyed right now. Let's see how this video goes. Today we're going to talk about some confusion we have in a stretch between how we're supposed to do it, where the foot is supposed to be, if it's a capsule stretch, if it's a muscle stretch. So we're going to go right into it. So, Juliana, you know the first stretch you need to get into with the foot down and hooked here. So we've got her left foot basically hooked on the outside of her right leg. And the reason we start in this one first, a lot of people have the questions if they're supposed to be in a position here, or if their foot should be 90 degrees, or where it exactly should be. This basically depends on what we want to start with. So right now I've got her foot hooked because we want to focus on opening up that joint. So basically like a little bit of a joint mode to allow the bone to be able to move in order to stretch the muscles. So as we can see, we have her here. Rio, if you want to maybe follow me over here. Basically, as she's in this position, what she wants to focus on is basically dropping that hip down, so to speak, so that bone, basically, in this side here, starts punching out of that capsule. So when she does this stretch, she will feel literally that femur bone, that leg bone, basically just kind of pushing or putting some pressure on that capsule. So it's going to feel a bit tight, it's going to feel a little bit more than a normal stretch, but this is what we want first, because if we have no mobilization or joint movement in that joint, or Gelenk for the Germans, then we're not really going to be successful at opening up the muscle. So we're going to hold this one, and a lot of times in this position, I'll kind of go into it. I have the athlete kind of sometimes drop that hip down to really add that punching maneuver or mechanism in, to really just start to open up that hip. And then once that joint is a bit open, we've done those little small movements, I'm going to have you start to bring that leg out. So now what we do in this position is we start focusing on the muscle, and a lot of people ask the question, okay, where am I supposed to be? Should I be up in the air? Should my knee be in the air? Should I be sitting here? Should I be rotating? The answer is actually quite simple. What we want to focus on the mechanics here is basically a half of a split, or Spagat auf Deutsch, yeah? So what we want her to do is be able to really get in this position, and when we have good mobility, to actually be able to, let's see, I can't do it right now, but to be able to be flat and actually just sit. I should be able to bring my hands in the air. So see if she can sit with her hips parallel with her. So she's still a little bit tight because we can see she's still a little bit up down there. So what she wants to focus on is elongating that leg and really sinking her body down, which will allow her to feel that in her left hip, getting herself in that half split or Spagat position. And then there's many verifications or modifications we can make, bringing her leg out, doing whatever. But for this video, we really want to be focusing on the stretch of that piriformis in this hip capsule here. And as we do it, the other thing she can do is start to drop her right elbow down in this position. And then what she's going to notice is she gets a little bit of the curve of the hip that pushes a little bit more pressure on it. So the main points of this video is the difference between the hip mob stretch and the muscle stretch. The capsule stretch, I should say. The capsule stretch is when we're here. And as we start bringing that leg out and going deep into those muscle fibers, that's where we're getting the muscles. So focus on the joint capsule when you want the joint capsule, and the muscles when you want the muscles. I prefer many times to start with the capsule and move to the muscles, but don't confuse the two, and make sure that you're attacking the right goal when you're doing the stretch. So again, guys, thanks so much. Nestle, thank you. Rio, we'll see you in Rio soon. And guys, remember, Facebook page, YouTube page, newsletters, it's all there. And if you like these videos and you want more cool, short ones, make sure to like the Facebook page. I'm going to start doing daily videos and throwing them up there. So there's going to be more content there. If you're on Facebook, like the page, Grant Training Systems. And until then, or next week, peace.